I've just realized that I've never told you about this amazing story of African unity that I experienced this time last year, and it all began on Twitter. You see, great things tend to happen in my life during the month of May. It's maybe because I was born during the African Unity Day. Anyways, early last year I decided to relocate to Nairobi, Kenya from Rwanda, but this wasn't my first time in Nairobi. I had already visited in 2016. However, this time was a proper relocation move. Listen, Kenyans will make you feel so comfortable you'll forget that you're not Kenyan. Now, fast forward, I use social media the way Professor X uses the danger room to find new mutants. But I find sisters and brothers scattered around the globe in a world system that cannot stand the sight of glowing melanin. So through that process, many years ago I connected with top generals like Brother Muka from Nairobi. Now, since I was in his backyard, I decided to finally physically meet up with him. I mean, it's an African thing. When you go to someone's home, you don't just get up and go to the kitchen. You let them first properly welcome you. The day I sent the text, I'm in Nairobi, the brother phoned me the moment he saw the text. I tell you, I was Karibishra the African way, to the point I can't even remember the details of what was said that day. It was like a Nyama Choma convention. Listen, I don't do drugs or alcohol, but I consume palm wine or cider as a substitute because that's like petroleum for the hearts. The rest is history, but for transparency, this took place in March. Now, in April, Brother Muka and I received a DM from another top general, Brother Randon from Chicago, who had just finished doing research for his PhD in Ghana. And now he had to fly back to the US, but there was an 18-hour layover in Nairobi, so we had to meet. Let's pause. Keep in mind that all three of us, apart from retweeting and commenting online, we had never met nor ever planned to meet, but the stars were aligned. Now, if you know anything about African culture, a guest or a visitor is a blessing, so we had to make sure all his worries were taken care of, so Brother Muka and I did our best. If he had stayed longer, I would have found him a wife. Jokes aside, back to the story. Brother Randon landed in Nairobi and was in his hotel by 6 a.m. and by 10 a.m. we organized an Uber to pick him from his hotel. And by 12 we all finally met. We took it from the cold street of Twitter to the sunny streets of Nairobi. Now, after eating and drinking while sipping on Swahili tea, we had a rich conversation about the African experience in the world. The three of us combined have experienced being African in Africa, in Europe, in America, and those conversations only confirmed what we knew all along. We are one people. I will share this post with them, and I want them and you to know it was an honor and a pleasure to have met and exchanged with such brilliant, intelligent, and open minds. The family reunion was great, but around 4 p.m. before Brother Randon returned to his hotel because nobody trusts Nairobi's traffic, out of nowhere I felt dizzy. I felt like throwing up, and all of a sudden a strong migraine. I felt just like how my cousin described when she told her husband she was pregnant. But on a serious note, focus on building long-lasting relationship with like-minded people on this platform. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against diving into people's DMs for hookups, but long-lasting relationship with like-minded people are much, much better. Wait, ni nini?